Alright, I'm going to show you how to remove a 1972 Dodge Charger glove box door lock, the style that uses a key. So trying to figure this out, I kind of inadvertently damaged it. So let me show you what happened. So I ended up pulling this ring off. The crappy thing is everything came out okay after I kind of figured it out. So anyway, I was trying to figure out how this thing works. And I put too much pressure on it and knocked this ring out. So I'm going to have to put this ring back on. It's kind of a retainer ring. Press it back in there gently without damaging it. So when this guy's in here, you can see how it's buried in here. This part right here is bolting to this face. So you can't really get in here, but it's this side. This is the side you need to get in here and push that little button on to get everything apart. So there's a little button in there. And this is a bear because you gotta take these screws out, move it around, going this way like this to get that into this hole, like so. Not easy. But you're gonna push on that button. This has got to be in the latched position. This part right here has to align with this guy. Pull this guy down. Okay, we can kind of see in there. Normally the ring would be covering this, you wouldn't see this. But see how it's kind of pushing up? You gotta push that guy down, and then you gotta put pressure against the ring that's not there right now, right? To kind of hold it down. Once you're holding it down, then you slide the key in. So, alright, let's go grab that other door. This is a virgin door. See, don't need a key. You know what's interesting is this car is actually a 71 Charger, and the glove box is black. It's plastic, just like the 72, but black. The 72 was white. Interesting note. Okay, as I was saying, these are 1132s, and they just want to turn. So I'm trying to use this screwdriver, put force on it, get it to come off. Freaking thing doesn't want to come off. The other one gave me no hassle whatsoever. Really? Alright, let's try to get this lock off. Alright, geez, different screw. Quarter. It's weird. The 72's got Phillips screws. Alright, so where we got to get to is, you see this raised area? This is where all the tumblers are. So we got to get in there. And you can't get in there unless you take these loose. Look at the corners. That's 71. That's 72. Different. What was different, these guys, see, these are like threaded just like these. These actually had like nicer little nuts that went on there. These things like bit. These are the kind that are like on emblems, the posts on the emblems, and they just like destroy the threads on here. And then this one's got a little notch right there. This is the 71. 72 doesn't have that. Kind of weird little differences. I don't know how much of that is like is this a 71 thing, or is this like that particular day it got cut differently than that particular day? But if you're restoring a car, and if it is like that's a 71 thing and that's a 72 thing, you got to know that. You have to get in here, get it in that little freaking, there's a little hole. Pushing in that hole. I'm gonna put a little pressure in here. I'm gonna gotta put the key in. And putting the key in is supposed to, like, hold it down. Ah, shit. Well, so much for that. Freaking thing. See that right there? There's the button. Key has to be out. Button to go down. Then you put the key in. It's supposed to hold the button down. Alright, well, 2 for 2. Screwing it up. A little down. Put the key in. Mainly that front one. Putting the key in is what holds it down. Hold it down. And now you can slide back in here. Just doesn't seem right, but guess it is. That's what you're trying to pull down. Put pressure on it. The key in it. And it slides out. Anyway, I'm gonna have to press that one back in too. Go back to worrying about this one now. Hold it down, put the key in. And slide it back in. Okay. I'm not gonna press the ring in until I'm done. The whole reason I was doing this is to take this one apart so I can paint it. So it's good enough. Okay, this is the lock to the 72 Charger. Should be the same for all B bodies, 71 to 74. E bodies might be the same, I'm not sure. I don't have an E body, so I can't look. I'm just gonna kind of walk you around this thing and give you an idea. This is how it works. There's basically your latch. When you close the door, it's gonna latch. You want to open the door, you just turn this guy and it opens. By the way, you don't need a key in it. The key has absolutely no function while the lock is in the car. Okay, the only function the key has is for removing this guy. It's a shitty design, it's complicated, and it makes no sense. It's not really made to come apart. Basically, that unlatches it. Close the door, that latches it. Okay, so when you're taking this thing apart, it has to be in the latch position. You see this tunnel basically that comes along this side? This hole from this side is what you need to access to push this button down. Can't even see the button there, right? Because it's cocked-eyed this way. So in order to get the button over here by this window, you have to align this to this. And the only way to do that is in the latched position. Okay, see how they're aligned now? Okay, get the ring out of the way. That ring is supposed to be pressed on here, but you know, I screwed up and popped it off because I didn't do it right. And it's very difficult to do it right. Okay, so you're in the latch position. What you need to do is get this button to press down. Okay, like that. But you're not going to be able to get to it from this side because this is going to be in the way, this ring. And the glove box door is double paneled, so the back panel is here on this surface where these are screwed in, and on this surface. So this is basically inside of a cavity you can't get to. You gotta pull those screws out so you can turn and twist this thing and then try to come in here with something like this pick to get into that hole to press that button down. It's kind of a pain with that ring in there. It's kind of in the way. So I'm going to just take that out real quick so we can see what's going on. So you guys have the visibility of the button. I really need like 3 hands to do this. Okay. All right, take this ring off. Okay, ring removed for visibility purposes. All right. All right, back to the beginning. So there's the button. We need to push the button. We can only get to it from this side because the front panel of the door is here and that ring's going to be blocking it. So you're going to come in here like so. You have to do this with the key out. You push that button down, right? Come in here with the key, with the button pushed. You slide the key in there. Now when you pull the pick out, can you see how that button stayed down? It stayed down. That's the only purpose of the key, is to hold that button down. So again, we're in the locked position. So this is turned this way. This piece is aligned to this tunnel, which you can see from this side. You can't really see in here, so you're blindly coming in here to find this hole to push down on that button right there with no key in there. Then you slide the key in, that holds the button down. This guy, this ring, is pressed in here. Now that it's held down, now you can pull it out. Okay, you're gonna pull it out that far or so to get it past the button. Then you have to take the key out. See how that button's popped up? It's got to be past that. You're doing all this blind because it's inside the freaking glove box door, and then you can pull it out. You'll see why here in a second, because it has to do with the tumblers when we go to put this back together. All right? Okay, so this comes out. If we did everything perfectly, this would stay on here. Then this would slide out from the inside of the door. This would slide out from the outside of the door. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just going to be honest with you, you're probably not going to pull this off. And what's going to end up happening is these tumblers are going to catch on this guy. You're either going to try to push this down and you think it's down, but it's not. It's still up. And when you pull on it, this is going to pull this ring off. Or you're going to get past that just fine, and these tumblers are going to be sticking down on the bottom because you still have the key in it, like so. And those little tumblers are going to grab this edge and pull it off. It's more than likely what's going to happen, okay? It's not the end of the world. Because you get this off, you get these two pieces apart, you're out of the glove box door. Going back in the glove box door, you're going to have to press this guy in, press it back in place. Mine's kind of boogered up here. This isn't the one going in the car, this is an extra one. But I need to straighten all this stuff out before I can press that back in. Anyway, you press it back in. We'll pretend that's in there. You're going to have the key out, because here's what happens if the key's in. Those little guys are rigid, sticking out. So when you go to slide it in here, guess what? It's not going to go past this ring. You can't get it in. So those have to be out. You have to go past that. Okay, you can kind of wiggle it past all of them until you get there. This one, you have to press it down. You have to get the key in it. Then you can slide it in, okay? All right, so let's pretend the ring is on here. We're basically, we want to align this guy, or this line, if you want, if you will, to this cavity, which you can see from this side, from the back side. Okay, we're wiggling it in, we're wiggling it past those tumblers, right? By the way, you need to push this up and hold it in the closed position. Okay, you get it to that point. Let me see, like that point where this guy's here. Then you have to push it down. Now, if this key is in here, it won't let you push it down. So the key has to be out to push it down. And then when you push this guy down, then you slide the key in, and that holds it down. And then you push it in the rest of the way to get it past this ring. And then you could put your screws in there and you're done. Pull the key out, you're finished. I hope this video helps you. I'm putting it out there. I wish I can say this was an easy job and there's a perfect system to make it work, but there's not. You've got like a 95% failure probability, in my opinion, to pull this off without popping that ring out. But I'm hoping that you can see all the pieces that work and how they work together in this video, because I was unable to find a video that at least showed me everything, how it works. This is probably going to be the only video you'll ever see in detail of all these little pieces, and how everything works together and how it comes apart and goes together. So hopefully this helps you. Again, I wish there was an easy system that this works. Maybe there is, and I just don't know what it is. You know, maybe there's a special tool or a special key for doing this. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Good luck. We'll just do the same thing we did with the main part of the dash, which is sand it, core seal, wipe it down. Let the glove box door sit overnight with core seal. So we're gonna take some acetone to it to rub the core seal off, and then we're gonna go ahead and paint the glove box door. Rust-Oleum self-etching primer. There was a rat's nest above it, so it's got nasty rat piss and shit on there, but it's in good shape. So I'm just soaking it to loosen all that stuff up. Been in there a long time. Then we'll put that back in the dash. All right, so this ring had come off. I used channel locks to kind of press this guy back in there. We're gonna put these screws back in here. These happen to be 1/4 You know, a lot of times I just threw whatever. I noticed I have some other dashes, and some of this stuff has like a hex head like that. Some of it has a Phillips screwdriver head. I'm not sure what's correct other than try to keep track of what you pulled out and where. So I could just put it back together the way it was. So that hole was to the left. Once I pushed that little button, it just sort of slid right in and it's in there. I ordered some new rubber bump stops. They go here and here. Then there's an arm that goes through here that has a rubber bump stop on the back. That's that.